Okay, awesome, awesome. Just, it's okay, Maria. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. You don't have to unmute. I will have people unmute if multiple people come on. I will have people unmute when they want to talk, but it's easier just in case people have other people in the room and there's background noise. It's just easier for everybody to hear me if I'm the only one unmuted while I'm, going through things with you, and then we can unmute as needed. I know Janelle is unable to be on today. She has a sick little one. I am not sure who else will be on. These meetings are recorded. I just want everybody to know that, because I do understand I have some people in different time zones and that kind of thing. So it's okay if you cannot be on, but it's easier for me to answer your questions if you are. I will go and double check in the group. Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. My phone's gonna die and it's not plugged in here. That work? There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm gonna just double check and see if there's any questions inside the group that anybody asked. I don't think so. So I don't see any questions inside that. Let me just check in here. I know some of you were questioning kind of how to use the app. And so I will be kind of talking about that a little bit. I will go into that today. There is a tutorial video inside the Facebook group, but so you can go back and watch that. But also I'm going to try to do a quick screen share just as we are getting started. I don't know if it's going to let me. Yeah, I don't know if I can share my screen, like my computer screen. It looks like I can only share stuff that's on my computer itself, not like an outside website or whatever. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. Okay, so I'll try to hold my phone up. So when you go into the Trainerize app, once you are set up, and all of you now do have a nutrition plan and some workouts in there. Now, I do want you to understand it is changeable. I can update and shift things for you. You're not stuck with just the stuff that's in there. So if there's something that's not vibing for you, a workout that you're saying, you know what, this is either way too hard, or I don't have the equipment for it, or I hate yoga, like whatever that is, let me know and I can kind of customize it for you. But when you go into your Trainerize app, hopefully you can see this. I don't know if it's gonna work. If I get it close enough there. So you can go into the 3-week health reset and see the chat. This is our chat, right? So you can, when you go into your group, this is the chat. So you can see I posted the Zoom link in the chat. So you can always go in here and you can post questions. You can post, let us know how you're doing, something you're happy about, like whatever. There's all kinds of things you can do inside of there. When you go into your Marie, I'll use yours because you're on. So this is Marie's profile right here. And this tells me how many workouts, how many cardio activities, when you last signed in, if you sent a message, that that you have, if you had a FitnessPal or something connected, it would show me that. And when you go into your profile, you can see you have goals. You have goals here at the top, okay? It's got a daily nutrition goal. So now Marie's just got set up. So she hasn't tracked anything. So it's showing, you know, if you have 1,700 calories, you still have all 1,700 available because you didn't track anything. It also has a workout there for you. It's asking you to take progress photos, and it's asking you to track body stats. So you can choose to use that or not. I always recommend that people do track body stats and take a before and after photo. I do recommend that you just take a photo in whatever like workout clothes you're going to be wearing, okay? Because it's really, sometimes the scale is not the first indicator, right? Sometimes the scale doesn't move right away, but things are happening. Your body composition is changing, your shape is changing a little bit. You might not see the scale move, but your pants fit better because your waist is slimming down, right? So those things can be really visual. You won't see it on a daily basis because you are looking at yourself all the time. But if you take a photo and then 3 weeks or a month later take another photo, you may be able to really see a difference. And you can do the same thing with measurements. If you don't like the scale, and you know, we're going to definitely talk about that throughout some of these Q&As, do measurements. Take your waist measurement, take your thigh measurement, your bicep measurement, your hips, your bust. Just take all those measurements and then compare those after you've worked out for, like, say you do it every 30 days or whatever it is, to see what changes are happening, because sometimes you're losing inches without realizing it. And it's really, the reason I encourage this type of stuff is not so that you get obsessed with a certain size or a certain number, but so that you are aware that what you're doing is working for you, right? So that you can clearly see, oh, I did lose, you know, 6 inches total when I do all my measurements. And it's encouraging to know it's working, but also it's a good idea to know if it's not working, because if it's not working, why keep doing it? Do something else. So I want to just say right off the top, if something is not working, that doesn't mean we give up. It doesn't mean we just go back to whatever we were doing that got us to where we are now. It means we just have to shift something. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body responds differently. Everybody's body is going to take a different length of time to get to their goal. And that depends on several factors. That depends on your age, the amount that you have to lose, because the more you have to lose, the faster you will lose it initially. So somebody who only has to lose 5 pounds, they're going to struggle to get it started. Somebody who has to lose 50 pounds is probably going to drop 5 pounds like that, because it doesn't take much of a change to get that ball rolling. Once you dial in to the point where you only have 5 pounds left to lose, it slows down because you're pretty dialed in by that point. You're doing almost everything right. And so it's hard to figure out which last puzzle piece needs to be tweaked, right? But it also is a factor of your lifestyle. How much movement do you have in a day? How much stress do you have in a day? Are you getting enough sleep? What stage of life are you? Your age matters, because, you know, the way you can treat your body when you're in your 20s is not, it's not going to have the same major immediate effect as it is in your 40s or 50s. Your body is going, your metabolism's slowing, your hormones have shifted, and your hormones may seem like they're working against you. It might really seem like your body is foreign a little bit to you. I know I went through this when I started menopause, that I was like, what is happening? This is the first time in my life that I am doing all the things I've always done, that have always worked, and they're not working. And I don't get it. Like, my body is revolting against me, and I felt disconnected from myself. So if you're at that stage, that's approached in a little bit different way than if you're just, you know, you're in your 30s, your hormones are decent, and, you know, that's fine. And you just know that you haven't been working out, or you have been eating in a way that's not, you know, helping you towards your goals. So once you change those things, everything starts to go in the right direction. When it's a hormone-based issue, you can be doing all the right things and it's not moving in the right direction. And that is because you have to deal with the situation about the hormones. So we're going to touch on that a little bit because I know there's more than one person in this group that has struggled with hormones. I'm one of them. Like, I got to tell you guys, it was a little bit of work for me. It took about 8 months for me to figure out how to handle or how to tweak my lifestyle in order to accommodate for my hormone changes. So just understand that it's a work in progress, again, because everybody's body is different. So the mechanics of what we're doing right now is we are basing, or I am basing, the program that you are doing on your goals and your current status. So depending on where you're starting from, if you are somebody who has already is regularly working out, already is eating pretty clean, you're going to have a little bit different program than somebody who's starting more at the beginning, somebody who, you know, hasn't worked out in a couple of years, or who hasn't really focused on nutrition. It's going to change a little bit how your program is set up, but all of you do have a nutrition plan and a workout plan. And I just want to show, where is it? Okay. So again, just showing you kind of inside of the app. So this is Marie's profile. This is her, like, it's got her workout and all that stuff. It's asking her to do her stats. Here along the bottom, you can see these things here. That little fork and knife, that's where your meal plan is found. So you tap that and it puts you into your meal plan. And you will see that you will have a total calories per day, and that will change as we go along, because as you lose weight, your calorie needs change. So they'll probably go down. However, sometimes if we're eating in too much of a deficit, we might need to refeed and ramp calories up temporarily. But you can see that in this particular plan, there are 3 meals a day. So there's a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. Now, it'll show you a video of how to make this item, okay? When you tap on the particular item, it gives you how many calories it is, the ingredient list, and the recipe and how to make it. If it's a recipe that you don't particularly want to make, you say either this is too complicated, I don't have the right ingredients, I don't particularly like these flavors, like this is a jerk chicken. Maybe you don't like Jamaican jerk food and you're like, I'm not going to eat that. Personally, I love it, but I'm not you. In the top right-hand corner, you see this little white button with 2 little blue arrows, right? If you tap that, it opens up an entire list of recipes. So all of these that you just tapped on are going to fit into your meal plan. So all you do is say, oh, I want to try the turkey veggie stew instead, and then open up the turkey veggie stew. So you can swap out breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's why your meal plan, and if you look at this on the desktop version instead of the app version, it'll look a little different. Oh, no, you can see it from here. At the very, very top, you can see day 1, day 2, day 3. So it's only giving you 3 days of sample meals. But because inside of each meal, you can hit that swap out button and you're getting like dozens of meals, you see how you can build yourself endless day menus, right? So it gives you 3 sample days, but you can swap out any meals to make anything, you know, and just swap it out to make as many days as you want. What I would suggest, for especially those of you that are just getting started, go through these, take a little time to go through and find a few recipes for breakfast, a few recipes for lunch, and a few recipes for dinner that you like, go get enough ingredients to make it more than once. So that this is a 3-week program. Don't try to make 21 different menus, right? 21 different meals. Try to make 2 or 3 different breakfasts, 2 or 3 different lunches, maybe 4 or 5 different dinners, and rotate them over the 3 weeks. Because one thing that's really important for success with a program like this is simplicity. So the more ambitious you try to get with your menu, the more overwhelmed you're going to get, and you're going to say, this is too much, or, oh my gosh, I just spent hundreds of dollars at the grocery store. This was way too expensive. So just pick a few and then kind of rotate them. And you can do that. You can, I don't know if you guys use apps for things like menus and stuff like that. But you can even do yourself a spreadsheet. You could do just like an Excel spreadsheet and make yourself a menu on there. I believe there are weekly meal planners in Microsoft Office. Like if you look at Word or you look at Excel and you look at you go into the templates for a new document, there are weekly menu templates. So you could even do something like that. Pick a few of these meals and plug them in and rotate them around and have that set up so you already know what you're going to eat each day of the week. So you go grocery shopping, you get your ingredients, and now you know what you're going to be eating each day. So you're not coming home from work and going, now what am I going to cook? You already know. You already have it in mind. And if you pick something that is like using salmon or using chicken or whatever, and you're going to do it multiple times, you can cook it all at once. Now, fish is, you might not want to cook your fish all ahead of time, but you can cook up like a big batch of quinoa or a big batch of rice or 4 or 5 baked potatoes, throw in the oven. Cook up an entire sheet pan of chicken breasts, whatever that looks like for you. So you can already have the ingredients made in one afternoon so that throughout the week, your ingredients are there. Now you're just assembling, right? And maybe heating it through, or maybe you just have to cook your, steam your veggies or something like that. I will share inside, I don't know if it's already in there. I'm gonna look. I will share if it's not already in the group. Yeah, it's not. So I will be adding into the 3-week health reset Facebook group, okay? Under files. So when you're looking at I don't know if you guys know this about groups. I kind of assume that most people are in some sort of Facebook group. So this is our group, and you can see right along here, it says files. I have a couple files in there already. So there is 4 ingredient banana cookies. This is for the people with a sweet tooth who are looking for something. They don't want to add sugar, but they do want to have a cookie. This is great. There's no added sugar in these. Banana ice cream, same thing. No added sugar in there. Delicious. And then I have my SMART goals, which we're going to be talking about next. And so that is also under files in there. Eyelashes. I'm using magnetic eyelashes. I usually get them done. I usually get extensions, but I'm using magnetic ones, and this one feels like it's moving on. Trials and tribulations of trying to look nice. I will be adding into this group my food prep list. And what I'm going to put in there is both my grocery list, my go-to grocery list, and my go-to food prep list. So these are things, just so you know, when you do see these documents, I wonder if I can quickly put up, let me see if I can really quickly pull it up for you. Give me a second. Yes. Okay. Okay. So where'd you go? Share screen. Share. Okay, you should be able to see my food prep list right here now. If it's not big enough, you can pinch out. You can like pinch the screen and pinch it out, and it'll make it bigger. So you can see here that I have a list of foods that I will make. I'll take an afternoon on the weekend. Usually this is done on Sundays for me. I will pick, I don't make all of these, but I'll pick a couple based on the meals that I want to make, right? So you can see I have brown rice because I want whole grains, I want clean proteins, I want veggies, I want something for the sweet tooth, right? So these are the things that I do. I will choose brown rice, quinoa, sweet or white baked potatoes. I don't do all three of those. I pick one, I pick maybe two, okay? And I do some of that. So what I'll do is while I'm in the kitchen, I will put rice in my Instant Pot, turn on my oven, and on a baking sheet, I will put some potatoes that I'm gonna bake. I will do some sliced veggies. So all the veggies that I bring home from the grocery store, I wash and slice them up. So I will wash and slice up bell peppers, cucumbers. I will cut broccoli and cauliflower into florets, and I will put them in gallon-sized baggies in my fridge. And then they're already cut up and done. Ground turkey or venison, if I'm going to be making like tacos or chilies or things like that. While the oven is on and the potatoes are in the oven, I am on the stove cooking up some ground turkey. If I'm going to do baked chicken breasts, I am putting them on another sheet pan, and that's going in the oven at the same time as the baked potatoes. I may soak or cook up beans or lentils if I'm using dry beans or lentils. You can use canned, but if you do use the dry version, soak them. You can slow cook them. You can cook them on the stovetop. I will also potentially hard boil some eggs or make egg muffins for a breakfast option or a snack option. I will make a giant batch of overnight oats because I have a household of, well, 5.5. My son's girlfriend is here a lot of the time. So there's still 5 people that live full time in this house. So I'm cooking for a crowd. So I will make I use the Pampered Chef big batter bowl. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a big bowl with a handle. It's like a mixing bowl. I make overnight oats and fill that thing up because everyone in the house will scoop out and eat the overnight oats throughout the week. Breads, muffins, cookies, granola bars, and granola. I pick and choose. I might make a batch of banana cookies, or I might make some no-bake granola bars, or I might make some almond flour blueberry muffins. I don't make all of these. I pick one that I'm going to make. And I'm assembling that and throwing that in the oven. I have an oven with 3 racks. So I could have the muffins, the baking potatoes, and the chicken breasts all in the oven at the same time. I might do a batch of my homemade tomato sauce, like spaghetti sauce, or alternatively, a big batch of bean and mushroom chili, or a pot of minestrone soup. So what I'm doing is making a mess in my kitchen one time and ending up with all the ingredients to assemble tacos, sweet potato quesadillas, stir fries. I could do a dinner where I'm just doing a baked potato with a chicken breast and some steamed broccoli, because the broccoli's already cut up in florets. So all I got to do to get that dinner on the table is steam up that broccoli and heat up the other things that are already cooked through. I have breakfast items available. I have eggs, I have overnight oats. I might do some pancakes or muffins or something that would be for breakfast throughout the week. You can do up a batch of pancakes and freeze them, and then just pull a couple out at a time and pop them in the toaster. If I do a big pot of pasta sauce, I can then have spaghetti later in the week, or some other Italian style, zucchini noodle instead of spaghetti, right? So there's different ways to utilize that as well. If I do make a big batch of chili, one of my favorite go-to lunches is to take one of those baked sweet potatoes and slice it open and scoop the bean and mushroom chili on top and heat that up. And that's a quick, very filling and delicious lunch or dinner. So these are just basic ideas of foods that I like to have on hand Beans and lentils, so they're really, really good for you. High in protein, high in iron and other minerals and vitamins and things like that. High in great source of fiber. So beans and lentils are super good for you. So I might cook those, and then I might make a lentil salad, or there's a black bean quinoa salad that I like to make, or I might again add them to soups, or just, and stir fry, whatever I'm cooking, you can toss them in and add a little bit extra protein and fiber in. I do like to do chickpeas or black beans on top of my salad as a protein option. So that's another utilization for those. So stop screen sharing. Okay, so that is what food prep is for me. I don't do food prep where it's like, if you've ever seen the videos or people do it on Pinterest or whatever, where they have like 20 little mini containers all lined up on their counter, and they scoop a little bit of everything into every single one, and they make 24 identical meals to eat all week. I don't do that kind of meal prep. I do big amounts of items that can be utilized in multiple different ways throughout the week. So if I do a batch chicken breast and some rice and cut up all those veggies, I can slice up a chicken breast and put it on top of a salad. I can slice it up and make a stir fry with some of the veggies that I've cut up, and then I have the rice already cooked to make a stir fry. I can go in a Mexican direction and add some salsa to my rice and make chicken fajitas. Or I'll make, like I said, ground venison, or if you have like ground turkey or whatever, and you could put some taco seasoning in that, and you've got tacos that way. So I find ingredients that can be utilized in multiple ways, and that's what I prep. And then again, like I said, with the Trainerize app and with all those meals in there, you should be able to find some things that are using similar ingredients to each other, so that you can, just prep some extra of each ingredient so that you have it to make another meal out of. So any questions about that at all? Let's see what's in the chat. Read your mind. Yeah, I know it can feel overwhelming when you're not used to doing all this stuff. So again, give yourself a little bit of a break, and don't try to go all or nothing and do everything all in one day. It's okay to take a little time to figure it all out. I want to talk now about SMART goals, and I have talked about this in other sessions. I believe that there is a video on this in the group on Facebook already, but I'm going to just try to find this picture. Let's see. I want my desktop. I don't know why I'm not seeing my desktop photos. Let's try this. I'm going to try to find it. And it figures it's not in there. Why is that? I mean, it should be right there. Let's see where else it might be. Okay, maybe I can't find it. That just figures. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. So where do I get organic creamy vanilla protein and greens? You mean the powder stuff? Do you mean the protein powder or gain? You can get it at like Wegmans. It goes in a smoothie. Yeah, the vanilla protein and greens. You can get. I know Wegmans has it. Or like potentially Feel Right would have it, or like GNC or one of those places. I know Wegmans has it. I'm not sure. Maybe Walmart might even have it. For all that matter, they have a lot of stuff there. Okay, so I'm going to do another screen share because what I really want to talk about today too, one more thing that I want to cover is SMART goals. Because when you are beginning a program like this, it's really, really important for you to have a goal in mind, that you know what you're heading towards, so that you know that the action steps you are taking, that these new changes that you're implementing, even though they feel overwhelming, that you know that they are going to be leading to what you want to achieve, right? We don't want to just be spinning our wheels and doing busy work. We want to be doing the things that move the needle. So, screen sharing one more time. This is what is this? Go away. Go away. Oh no, I don't know if it's gonna let me do this. Oh, yikes. Okay, screen share stopped. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it. Yep, that might be a problem. I don't know why it's always doing this to me. I will find it, you guys. Give me a second. It's gonna be in photos. I know it is, but which one? Nope. This is annoying. Okay. We're going to just do this without sharing the screen because I cannot find the darn document that I want. But we are going to be talking about SMART goals next. So SMART is an acronym, S-M-A-R-T. I have it. I believe the document is located in the files as well in the group, in the Facebook group. So you can definitely find it in there. Nope, that's the video I did on it. Okay, so you can find the video I did on it, but I do have a picture graphic. I just can't find where it is right now. So SMART goals it's an acronym. S is for specific. So you need a specific goal. So we cannot just be saying to ourselves, I want to lose weight. That's not good enough, because the way human brains work, the minute you lose a pound, your brain will go, well, you lost weight, you're done. You said you want to lose weight and you did. So sit back down and grab the potato chips. That's what your brain will do to you. So it needs to be specific. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to fit in my size 8 jeans. I want to be able to do 10 pull-ups. Like whatever the thing is, it needs to be specific. It needs to be achievable. Can you do it? Do you have the means? Do you have the capability? Like, I wouldn't say I want to do 10 pull-ups if I just had shoulder surgery, right? Because that's not something I can do right now. We always want to push ourselves to do things that are out of our comfort zone and that we might think we can't accomplish, but sometimes it's our brain trying to tell us we can't do things that we really can do if we really apply ourselves and work at it. But sometimes it's not really, achievable to, like, for example, I can tell myself all I want that I want to get drafted into the WNBA, but I am 52 years old and I am 5'2", so that's not happening. So it's not achievable for me to become a professional basketball player. That's not to say I can't become the best athlete I can be at whatever, but that is not achievable, right? So it needs to be something that can actually happen. The R stands for realistic. Can you realistically, if you set your mind to it, do this thing? Do you have, like I said, the equipment? Do you have the time? Do you have the physical capability? Do you have the means necessary? If you don't, you can change that. That's something you can change, but you want to look at it and say, is this a realistic goal that I can, do this thing? So that's S, M, A. Oh, did I forget the M? I did the S and the A and R. Okay, I think I forgot the M. Measurable. So measurable means, can I tell when I've gotten there? How do I know that I'm achieving it? So again, if you do a specific goal of I want to lose 10 pounds, it's measurable because 10 pounds is a measurable thing. You can get on a scale and you can see it. If it's how many pull-ups, is it measurable? Yes, because I know I want to be able to do 10. Okay, well, that's a measurable thing. So it has to be something you can measure and know when you've gotten there. So that's the M in SMART. And then A again is achievable. R is for realistic. And then T is for timely or time sensitive. Timely is this goal realistic and achievable in a certain time frame? Do you want to set a time frame for it? And here's why. If you tell yourself, and this is where people very often don't follow through on New Year's resolutions, because people will set a New Year's resolution like, I want to lose 10 pounds. That's specific. It's measurable. That's great. It is achievable. You can use 10 pounds or lose 10 pounds. The problem is in the timeliness of it. You give yourself an entire year to lose only 10 pounds. What your brain will do is say, well, we have 12 months to do this. We don't need to start now. Let's wait till spring. Oh, we still got plenty of time. It's just 10 pounds. Let's enjoy ourselves for the summer and we'll start when the kids go back to school. Oh, it's a little hectic right now. Let's wait until after the holidays. And by the time you look back, an entire year is gone and you haven't lost any weight because you only had 10 pounds to lose. If you got to lose 100 pounds, giving yourself a year is perfect. It matches the goal. If 10 pounds is the goal, you only need maximum 8 weeks. Like you want the timeliness of the goal or the deadline for the goal to match the size of the goal. So if you want to break up a big goal, you can do that. If the goal, let's say the goal was 100 pounds, that's a huge number. That's going to be intimidating and overwhelming. That's going to be one of those things that if you have one day or two where the scale doesn't move, you're going to say, this isn't working, screw it. It's too big. I can't do it. It's not working. So what you want to do in that case is make smaller weekly or monthly goals in between. So maybe the big goal, okay, is we're going to lose 100 pounds this year. What does that break down to? Now you want to break that down into small chunks, monthly chunks. So I want to lose 10 pounds a month, right? That'll get me to my 100 pounds by the end of the year. If I'm going to lose 10 pounds a month, now let me just say this. If you have 100 pounds to lose, you can lose 10 pounds in a week and it would be okay and safe to do. If you only have 20 or 30 pounds to lose, losing 10 pounds in a week is unsafe and unhealthy. So let me just put that right out there. You don't want to be setting goals that are so aggressive that you're going to harm your health to get to a weight number. But do understand, as I said earlier, if you have more weight to lose, the weight comes off faster in the beginning. So somebody with a 100-pound weight loss goal, if they start eating the right calorie load for what they should be eating, they should be dropping 5-10 pounds a week in the beginning. It'll slow down as they lose, but they should be. For everyone who's in this group, that is not the case. There's nobody in here that needs to lose 100 pounds. So nobody should be dropping 5 or 10 pounds a week. I just want to put that out there because if you are dropping weight too quickly, that means you're starving yourself. You are not doing your body any favors. So we want to do it in a smart way. But again, if the goal was 100 pounds, we'd say, okay, well, in order to get to 100 pounds, which is a huge, scary number, I'm going to take the first 10 pounds. And that's where I'm going to set my SMART goals around. I want to lose 10 pounds. How much time do I need to do it? Let's say 6 weeks. I'm going to give myself 6 weeks so that by middle of January, I'm going to be 10 pounds down. So now you've given yourself a date. You say by January 15th, I will have lost 10 pounds and set that goal for yourself. So now that is a SMART goal because it's specific. It has the right amount of time. It's measurable. It's definitely achievable and realistic. Okay. So now you have a goal that is a SMART goal, and do that for the first 10 pounds. And you say, okay, how am I going to do that? Because once you have the goal, now you need the action steps, the action plan, the daily to-dos that are going to get you there. So the next thing is, what do I need to do each day? If I want to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks, that's a little under 2 pounds a week, right? So what do I need to do to lose 10 pounds a week or 2 pounds a week? I need to, it depends on the person, right? It depends on who you are and where you're at. I need to be exercising 5 days a week for at least 30 minutes. I need to be drinking at least 75 ounces of water a day. I need to be choosing veggies as snacks. I need to cut out added sugar. I need to, reduce my processed carbohydrates. I need to, maybe I need to watch my portions, or maybe I need to swap out. It could even be simpler. It could be swapping out the one meal that is problematic. If you are a person who, and I know I have clients who do this that are, or have done, they go to a drive-through for breakfast sandwiches. Just swapping out that, you could probably lose 2 pounds a week. By eating, a fruit smoothie or oatmeal bowl at home for breakfast, you could probably lose 2 pounds a week instead of an egg McMuffin or whatever. So sometimes it's that simple. Just picking 1 or 2 things that will move the needle in the direction of the scale dropping a few ounces a day is going to get you to 2 pounds by the end of a week. And at the end of the first week, if you haven't lost 2 pounds, let's just say you only lost 1 pound. You've got a 6-week goal, right? You've only lost 1 pound on week 1. Now we adjust. What do we need to do to increase that for next week so we can still stay on track for our goal? This is why the scale is not your enemy. This is why the scale is a tool, because how would you know? If you didn't weigh yourself, you wouldn't know if you were 9 pounds away from that goal, or 8 pounds away from that goal, or 6 pounds away from that goal. You wouldn't really know. So this is where you get on the scale and you say, okay, I didn't quite lose what I wanted to, so I'm going to make another tweak to my schedule. I'm going to get rid of, I don't know, my nighttime snacking habit, or my afternoon chocolate habit, or my fancy coffee drink habit. Do you know how many calories are in fancy coffee drinks? That the problem with beverages that contain calories is your body doesn't register that it got anything out of it. So you're not getting the full feeling, you're not getting nutrients out of it. So you stay just as hungry and you just put in 4, 5, 6, 8, 1,200 calories in a fancy coffee drink, right? So maybe you say, I'm going to swap that out for a while and switch to just a green tea, or make my own coffee at home, or whatever. So this is how we want to take our SMART goal and turn it into action steps that we can do towards that goal. So your homework for right now for this week is going to be making sure that you have your SMART goal, that you guys can do either a goal for the 3 weeks that you're in this program, or you can do a longer term goal and then break it down into the chunk that would fit this 3 weeks, and then start to create those action steps. If you don't know what your action steps should be, if you're struggling to figure that out, that is when you post a question in either the Facebook group or the chat in the Trainerize app, so that I can help you figure out what action steps. And I want to be very clear that I don't want anyone overwhelming themselves. So you want your action steps to be added in gradually. So pick like 2 things. If you have a list of 5 or 6 different things you could change this week, pick 2. Start with those 2, get them under your belt, get to where you feel like you've got a handle on them, and then add in another one. That way you're a lot more likely to stick with it and make progress, as opposed to just getting overwhelmed and then backing off and kind of giving up on it. So any questions about SMART goals? And then, okay, so that is all the things I wanted to talk about today. So Marie, if you have any questions that you would like answered, you can either type them in the chat, or you can unmute and it says you're not even muted, so I can't hear you at all. So on my end, it doesn't say you're muted. So if you have any questions, you are free to ask away. Oh, I'm glad I met you too. I can't hear you. I don't know why, because you're not muted. That's so strange, because you're not muted. So I don't know if your volume is turned, but we had this problem with Zoom with you the other day. It could be that you don't have your microphone access is not approved or something for Zoom. I don't know. You might have to go into your settings at some point. But if you want to type your question, I will be glad. I have, like 8 minutes that I can wait. So you can type as slowly as you like. And then I will be glad to answer. And then what I can do for you guys too is I had done a SMART Goals PDF that I can make sure gets into the group. Just need some clarification about the app. Okay, so did I answer what you needed about the app? Do you think you understand it? think so. Just needed to learn to navigate it. Yeah. I'm old, like writing things down to try. Yeah, no, and that's interesting. Some people really like technology. Some people are like, I'm old school. I like my pen and paper. I'm kind of a mixture of both. I love some technology, but I have notebooks just like literally everywhere all the time. So I kind of do both. But yeah, there's a learning curve, just like with anything. And I do know it started. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I did recommend too that you guys do a food journal. If you are struggling with figuring out, especially if you're struggling with a hormone related issue, I highly recommend that you keep a food journal. It doesn't have to be fancy, just writing down quickly what you eat each day, so that if you are struggling with hormone balance in any way, I can look at what you're eating, or if you have any other health symptoms. It may not be hormone balance. It might be migraines. It might be eczema. It might be an autoimmune condition, whatever that is. If you're writing down what you're eating and you see flare-ups happening, I might be able to help pinpoint for you what food is potentially triggering issues, and or you'll be able to see that what you are eating is working, like you're feeling better. Oh, this is what I've been eating for the past week, and I noticed that I haven't had any migraines, or that my hot flashes are diminishing, whatever that looks like. So keeping a food journal can be really, really helpful. Eat brown rice versus white rice, correct? For the most part, yes. The exception to that rule is certain health conditions, brown rice is problematic for. I don't think anybody in this group has any of those. For the most part, you want the most whole version of a food that you can get. So brown rice still has the rice bran in it, therefore it has a lot more fiber. But if what you have in the house currently is white, go ahead and use that. It's still going to be preferable to eating other types of carbohydrates that are more processed, like pastas or breads or things like that. So white rice is not as full of nutrients and fiber as brown, but it's on the scale of carbohydrates, it's still one of the better options. I only buy brown, but yeah, that would be the recommendation. Anything else? Any other questions? I screwed that. I'm going balls to the wall. That's great. Okay, I got you. I'm here for it. I love it. I love it. If you run into a snag, make sure you're sharing. So here's what I want you guys to know. I love it. If you are ready to go and you're like, I am going all in, I'm 100% in it. I love it. And I'm here for it. What I need you to do if you're doing that is stay in communication with me. Understand that I'm not your parent. I'm not your warden. I am not going to be putting you in timeout if you eat something you shouldn't, or taking away your privileges, or smacking the fork out of your hand, or whatever. You're an adult. This is your journey to be taken at your pace. I'm going to give you all the support and tools that I can. I'm going to be here to teach you what I know, but I cannot help you if you don't communicate. So, oh, this is going sideways. You're so funny. So what I want you to know is that what I notice with clients is if they start to feel like they're not succeeding, they feel like they screwed up in some kind of way, they will go quiet. They won't participate in discussions. They won't ask questions. They won't post what they're doing. I need you to ask for help when you need it. There is no judgment. This group is only it's a safe zone. So it's only positive reinforcement in this group. You are not going to get negative reinforcement from anyone. I won't allow it. I won't allow anyone to judge anyone else's journey, to make anyone feel bad about anything, to make anyone feel guilty about anything. So if you're struggling, if you said, I'm going balls to the wall, and then you feel like a weekend, you're like, oh, I ate cookies and I don't want to tell her that because, you know, she'll be mad, or it looks like I failed. It doesn't look like you failed. It looks like you're human and you're on a journey, and the journey has stops and starts, and you know, it's not always the same speed all the way through. Just like if you're traveling in a car, you're going to hit different speed zones, right? Same thing. But what you want is support, right? So you say, you guys, I'm really struggling today. I've been stressed out. I, you know, had a couple glasses of wine and that ice cream's looking really good right now. I want you to talk me off the ledge. Or, you know, I did take a few too many indulgences yesterday and I'm feeling bloated and crappy. What can I do to get back on track? Like, just be honest, because that is the best way that I can help you. And there's, again, no judgment from anyone, okay? You know what I'm doing? I need to put info into the app versus recording my notebook. It depends. Like, people who have like a, if you can like record it, if you have like MyFitnessPal or whatever like that, you can do that. I'm not sure if you record. Last sign. I'm not sure if I can see your, like, I can't track things in for you, so I don't know if trying to see daily nutrition goal. Yeah, you can add them in here. It's a, so you can go to inside the app on your home screen. Okay, this is your home screen. It says daily nutrition goal. If you just tap that, it opens up the screen. It says no meals added. At the top, there's a little plus sign, or a little not a plus sign, a little this little, I don't know, it's like an uphill mountainy thing. You tap that and edit. Track. Okay, follow meal plan. Okay, there's no tracking if you follow the meal plan. You can track your meals if you're doing FitnessPal, Fitbit, or full meal tracking. Full client will track full macros in app, it says. So it's not, you can choose. You can either track your macros in the app, which would mean you're having to measure how much protein, how much carbs, how much fats. That's a lot of work. So I would say just hit the follow meal plan. I've got you following the meal plan, so you don't have to track. It's good if you eat what it's telling you to eat, you don't have to track anything. So follow the recipes, ideas, and it gives you portion amounts. If you're following that, then you don't need to track. For those of you that are using like a FitnessPal or a Fitbit or whatever, you can track in that and it'll show up in your profile in Trainerize. So you can definitely, if you're just following the daily nutrition plan, you can definitely keep a notebook. So that way, if I need to see it, I can, and I can help you tweak things as needed. So, okay, so we are out of time for tonight. I have another client this evening, so I have to sign off, but I'm so glad you're here. I'm excited for everybody. Let me know if you watched this recording and something came up for you that you wanted to ask. Drop the questions in the group. This recording will be up tomorrow because I can't do it right now because I have to go see a client. So, and it has to do whatever it does in the computer before it's ready to be uploaded. So by tomorrow, this recording will be up for the rest of you to take a look at. So, okay, on that note, have a great night. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys later. Oh, you'll be getting your weekly individual videos to your email on Monday, just so you know, the recap of your first week and how it went and all of that in your inbox on Monday. All right, see you later.